Hello everyone, Jai Hind and welcome to the platform of Shri Ram's IAS, and in today's session in Polity in 20 minutes we'll be discussing about Rajya Sabha. लेकिन राज्य सभा के बारे में जानने से पहले let me tell you that we are offering free 1:1 mentorship at Shri Ram's IAS, जहां पर आप जो है free mentorship ले सकते हैं अगर आप कहीं पर भी डाउट में हैं. If you are stuck in your preparation, what you need to do is आपको जो है डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में there is a Google form, वो आपको फिल करना है and ultimately we will provide you with full guidance at Shri Ram's IAS. Now, when it comes to the Rajya Sabha का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है that had been done as per Article 80, ठीक है, जहां पर राज्यसभा के बारे में दिया गया है and ultimately Article 79 says that Rajya Sabha is part of the Parliament. I told you when it comes to Parliament, Parliament has 3 legs, ठीक है, 3 legs हैं, एक आपका लोकसभा, राज्यसभा and President of India, that is given under Article 79. When it comes to Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and it is not subject to dissolution. इसको आपका dissolve नहीं किया जा सकता है और साथ ही साथ 1/3 members they retire after every second year. Now, what was the rationale and purpose of establishing Rajya Sabha in India? ठीक है, अगर हम बात करें राज्य सभा के establishment के लिए तो this represents the federal सिस्टम इन इंडिया. जो फेडरेशन है या फेडरल सिस्टम हमने आपका जो है अडॉप्ट किया है, दैट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय राज्यसभा बिकॉज इट गिव्स वॉइस टू द स्टेट्स इन द नेशनल लेजिस्लेटिव प्रोसेस. एट द सेम टाइम इट इंश्योर्स अनइंटरप्टेड पार्लियामेंट्री फंक्शनिंग, क्योंकि ये एक आपका ऐसा हाउस है जिसको डिसॉल्व नहीं किया जा सकता एंड इवन व्हेन लोकसभा इज डिसॉल्व्ड राज्यसभा कीप्स फंक्शनिंग. एट द सेम टाइम इट इज अ रिवाइजिंग चैम्बर, जहां पर आपका कोई भी legislation आपका पास होता है from the लोकसभा. So ultimately it gives a second chance, a second pair of the eyes, और जो second thought जो है वो आपका यहाँ पर मिलता है by the legislation which are passed by the लोकसभा. and यहाँ पर जो nominated members हैं they are the members from the specialized field, ठीक है, स्पेशलाइज नॉलेज, चाहे वो आर्ट है, साइंस है, लिटरेचर है या सोशल सर्विस. सो दैट गिव्स द एक्सपर्ट पार्टिसिपेशन इन द लेजिस्लेटिव प्रोसेस एंड अगेन दैट इज द रैशनल एंड पर्पस फॉर एस्टैब्लिशिंग द राज्यसभा इन इंडिया. जब कंपोजिशन की बात करते हैं हम राज्यसभा की, देयर आर मैक्सिमम स्ट्रेंथ जो कि आपका डिसाइडेड है, दैट इज 250 मेंबर्स एंड दिस इज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल सीलिंग अंडर आर्टिकल 18. लेकिन वहीं पर बात करें तो एट प्रेजेंट वी हैव out of this we have 238 members जो कि आपका इलेक्टेड होंगे and ultimately 12 members are the nominated members. ठीक है, ये आपका 238 members they are elected from the states and union territories and 12 members are nominated and distinguished persons they are appointed or they are nominated and then they are appointed as member of Rajya Sabha by the President of India. The present strength of the or current strength of the Rajya Sabha is 245. ठीक है, जो एक्चुअल वर्किंग कंपोजिशन है एंड द सीट्स आर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ द स्टेट. दिस इज समथिंग डिफरेंट. अगर मैं बात करूं राज्यसभा की तो राज्यसभा इज एन अपर हाउस और इसी तरीके से अपर हाउस हम देखते हैं इन यूएस में आपका जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वहां पर अपर हाउस इज सीनेट एंड सीनेट के लिए सीनेटर जो है वो आपका चुने जाते हैं. एट द सेम टाइम इन यूएस इर्रेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ द स्टेट हर एक स्टेट से सिर्फ 2 सीनेटर चुने जाते हैं. ठीक है, लेकिन हमारे यहां पर ऐसा नहीं है. हमारे यहां पर द सीट्स हैव बीन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द पॉपुलेशन. जो इलेक्शन मैकेनिज्म है यहां पर अगर मैं बात करूं आपका तो इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज इज द इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ द लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज ऑफ द स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर, वो आपका यहां पर पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. दैट इज अगर मैं बात करूं तो राज्यसभा के मेंबर्स के लिए द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया दे डू नॉट पार्टिसिपेट और दे पार्टिसिपेट इनडायरेक्टली थ्रू देयर इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स जो उन्होंने स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज में भेजे हैं. तो एक इनडायरेक्ट मॉडल जो है वो हमने यहां पर यूज किया है फॉर द इलेक्शन ऑफ द मेंबर्स ऑफ राज्यसभा. वोटिंग जो होती है वो प्रोपोर्शनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन बाय मींस ऑफ सिंगल ट्रांसफरेबल वोट होती है, जो मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया था. दिस इज द सेम प्रिंसिपल जो आपका प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्शन में आपका यूज किया जाता है. ठीक है, एंड प्लस अगर मैं बात करूं तो यूनियन टेरिटरीज जहां पर असेंबली है, Delhi and Puducherry, they also participate in the election and ultimately जो members का यहाँ पर tenure होता है that is for 6 years. Again please remember it is about the members. राज्यसभा का कोई भी tenure नहीं है. It is not defined in the constitution because it is a permanent house. At the same time qualifications की बात करें तो first and foremost qualification is that he must be citizen of इंडिया। ठीक है, इसी के साथ साथ एज रिक्वायरमेंट की बात करें तो व्हेन वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट लोकसभा, वहां पर मिनिमम एज 25 है, बट अगेन यहां पर आपका मिनिमम एज जो है वो आपका 30 ईयर्स आपका है फॉर दी राज्यसभा। एट द सेम टाइम अगर बात करते हैं डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन की, तो ही शुड नॉट hold any same disqualification. He should not hold any office of profit. He should not be undischarged insolvent or of unsound mind, and any other qualification as prescribed by the parliament from time to time वो आपका यहाँ पर fulfill होनी चाहिए. At the same time the oath must be as per the third schedule of the constitution. ये आपका qualifications है for member being a member of राज्य सभा. अब प्रिसाइडिंग मेंबर की बात करते तो चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा इज एक्चुअली वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया हु सर्व्स एज चेयरमैन और द एक्स ऑफिशियल चेयरमैन ऑफ द राज्यसभा. He presides over all procedures, maintains order and decorum of the house, and does not vote. He votes only in case of tie, that is, he gets the casting vote. ठीक है, अब यहां पर अगर मैं बात करूं तो जो रोल्स एंड फंक्शंस है चेयरमैन के, दैट इज सिमिलर एज द स्पीकर ऑफ द लोकसभा. At the same time, the deputy chairman is there, who is elected among the members of the Rajya Sabha. He performs duties when chairman is not there. He is absent. He can vote and participate in debates, and he acts as member when he is not presiding. But at the same time, when he is presiding, he acts as the chairman, or he acts in the absence of the chairman, and at that point of time normally he can vote and participate, but when he is presiding officer, at that point of time he will not vote, only he will vote in the case of the tie break. All right, when it comes to the leadership structure, we have the same structure. We have the leader of the house. He is the senior most minister in the Rajya Sabha, and he manages the government businesses or coordinates the legislative assembly agenda and represent the executive in the upper house. And at the same time, there is leader of opposition as well. He is recognized when the party commands at least 10% of the seats in Rajya Sabha, provides alternative viewpoint, leads the opposition team or the strategy, and is crucial for the parliamentarian democracy when it comes to both. All right, so both the leaders, they are essential for the structuring of the debates, various debates. Also, it is important for managing business and ensuring that there is healthy parliamentary functioning in India when it comes to both the leader of the house as well as leader of the opposition. Now, when it comes to the legislative powers, it has equal authority in certain key areas. Like for example, for ordinary bills. For ordinary bills, Rajya Sabha has equal powers with the Lok Sabha, and it can initiate, amend, reject or pass any bill except money bills. All right, at the same time, for the constitutional amendments, there are equal voting rights that are required by the constitution. So again over here, the constitutional amendments, they must pass from both the houses with special majority. Over here, Rajya Sabha cannot be bypassed for the constitutional amendment bills. And for all India service, there is special authority that is provided to Rajya Sabha under Article 312 for creation or for deletion of any all India services. That must be passed by 2/3 majority by the Rajya Sabha. Now, when it comes to the financial power, Rajya Sabha does not have equal powers as that of Lok Sabha. All right, it cannot initiate any bill. Rajya Sabha, it cannot introduce any money bill, and this is exclusively Lok Sabha prerogative. At the same time, it has limited amendment powers. All right, it can only recommend certain amendments, and also that should be done within 14 days. And there is the amendments which had been recommended, they are not binding on the Lok Sabha. That is, the Lok Sabha can reject or it can accept all the recommendation or some of the recommendation, and only the power of the Rajya Sabha is that it can delay money bills for the maximum of 14 days and nothing more. So financial supremacy rests with Lok Sabha. All right, and Lok Sabha is the house where we have directly elected people who represents us and represents the popular will on taxation as well as for the expenditure as well. Now, there are two important exclusive power of Rajya Sabha. The first is creating all India services as per Article 312, where Rajya Sabha can authorize Parliament to create new all India services, and also it requires support of 2/3 members present and voting. That is, it requires the special majority. And the another special power is that under Article 249, the Rajya Sabha can authorize the parliament to make laws on subjects in state list. Alright, but at the same time, this is a temporary power, because over here, the legislation or the law that is passed by the Rajya Sabha under Article 249 that lasts for only up to 1 year at a time, and again it should be passed by 2/3 of the members present and voting, and again this is in the national interest. This has to be in national interest. So these exclusive power, they protect the state's interest and also maintain federal balance in the governance. Now, when it comes to the federalism, what is the role of Rajya Sabha? So the Rajya Sabha protects the concerns of the states in the national interest. At the same time, it checks or prevents any hasty decisions taken by Lok Sabha. Alright, at the same time, it ensures uninterrupted legislative functioning as well, and it is a platform for mature and deliberative policy discussions, and also it represents states in the quasi-federal structure that we have adopted in India. Now, it provides for institutional check and balances on Lok Sabha. So, it acts as a revising chamber or revising house, provides second thought on all different legislations or the laws or the bills that have been brought in the Lok Sabha. At the same time, it prevents any rushed decisions or any rushed laws that have been provided, alright, or ill-considered legislation driven by temporary majorities that are there in Lok Sabha. It also strengthens the checks and balances in the parliamentary system in India and ultimately represents the long-term stability or continuity because it is not dissolved. This is a permanent house. Alright. However, there are certain criticisms that have been raised about Rajya Sabha in India. The first one is that it is a party-based voting that undermines the state representation, and ultimately the members votes on the party lines rather than the state interest, and that is a criticism that has been raised against Rajya Sabha. At the same time, indirect election जो है वो डेमोक्रेटिक विजिबिलिटी को आपका रिड्यूस कर देते हैं एंड अकाउंटेबिलिटी को भी आपका कम कर देते हैं कंपेयर टू द डायरेक्टली इलेक्टेड लोकसभा दैट वी हैव, ऑलराइट, एज वेल एज व्हेन इट कम्स टू द मनी बिल, ऑलराइट. So the speaker has the sole authority and that cannot be judicially reviewed as well. He can certify any bill as a money bill. So ultimately जब हम आधार बिल 2016 की बात करते हैं तो आधार बिल 2016 was introduced like a money bill, all right, and ultimately that undermines the the power of the Rajya Sabha. So speaker certification bypasses the power of the Rajya Sabha if he certifies any bill as a money bill, and ultimately this is often seen as reward for the retired politicians as well as for the loyalists that are there, rather than the genuine representation of the state interest. And ultimately these are the criticisms that have been raised against Rajya Sabha. Now Rajya Sabha is an important house. It's not that it's not an important house. There were very key legislative debates that have led to evolution of very prominent laws and legislations in India. Like for example, we are talking about Triple Talaq Bill. There was intense debate on personal law reform as well as women's right and religious freedom, and eventually the Triple Talaq Bill was passed. At the same time, Aadhaar Bill controversy was there, where Aadhaar Bill was certified as a money bill and introduced in Lok Sabha and ultimately bypassed the authority of the Rajya Sabha as well. So there were constitutional debates on the powers of the speaker. At the same time, there are farm laws that were introduced in 2020. Over here, the oppositions, they walked out from the parliament, and ultimately this highlighted the procedural tensions as well as the federal concerns that are there. And then there were certain important constitutional amendments that were debated in the parliament and especially in Rajya Sabha, dealing with the GST bill. We had reservation extensions, and over here the Rajya Sabha have the equal amending powers of the constitution. So over here again Rajya Sabha is very, very prominent and very pertinent. And ultimately the federal disputes over powers of Lieutenant Governor and the elected government was also debated during the Rajya Sabha debates. So ultimately when I am talking about these debates, they illustrate that Rajya Sabha has a very pertinent role when it comes to parliament democracy in India, and it acts as a forum for the opposition voices for the federal concerns as well as detailed scrutiny of various laws as well as legislations. Now, there are certain, reform proposals that should be laid down, or these are the reform proposals that should be there for strengthening of the Rajya Sabha. When it comes to the federal character, all right, so over here the reform should be there so that we can ensure that there is genuine participation and representation of the state interest beyond the party politics. At the same time, there should be a clearer criteria, transparent process for nominations to enhance the expertise and also reduce political patronage, and also the judicial or parliamentary mechanism. So to review the speaker's certification should be there so that there could be, we could prevent the executive outreach. And over here we should have a case in mind, that is the Aadhaar bill controversy that happened. So the money bill scrutiny should be properly utilized, and ultimately debate on direct elections or broader electoral colleges to enhance the democratic legitimacy is also one of the proposed reforms that will strengthen the power of Rajya Sabha. So in summary, Rajya Sabha has, or it displays the federal character that we have adopted in Indian politics. All right, it represents states in the Union Parliament and upholds the federal policy principles that are there in the Indian Constitution. At the same time, it is a permanent house that is not dissolved and ensures that there is continuity in the legislative mechanism in India. At the same time, there is a balancing mechanism also, because it checks the Lok Sabha's majoritarians and also provides for a deliberative oversight. And also, at the same time, it has a limited financial role because the financial powers are majorly concentrated with Lok Sabha. So Rajya Sabha remains a key pillar of the Indian parliamentary democracy. All right, it balances the federal character, federal interest, ensures the continuity and provides thoughtful revision of the legislation or the different bills which are passed by the Lok Sabha. So that would be all in today's session, but in next session we'll be talking about the parliamentary processes. All right, so stay tuned with me for the next session. Thank you, bye-bye, take care, Jai Hind, but do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more such future videos. Thank you, bye-bye, take care and Jai Hind.